Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and here is the latest headline from Bloomberg. Senators near deal on crypto oversight, but may be too late. Now, what are we talking about here? Well, it's what we've been discussing. It's been the hottest topic in crypto for the last several days or so. It's the infrastructure bill within the United States. An infrastructure bill, of course, the infrastructure bill is supposed to be all about repairing America's crumbling roads and bridges and so on and so forth. Yeah, except for that's not exactly what's happening. As it turns out, politicians, being the slimy politicians that they are, they throw in a bunch of pet projects, like apparently crypto, which has nothing to do with infrastructure, but it's in an infrastructure bill. And so then people have to vote on the infrastructure bill because that's the optics of it. It's, you vote against the infrastructure bill. You're against, fixing decaying roads and bridges. That's the optics of it, all right? But the truth of the matter is there's a ton of stuff in this over 2,700-page bill that has nothing to do with infrastructure. And so as it pertains to crypto, XRP is under attack. XRP is absolutely under attack. The whole crypto space is, to be honest with you, but XRP specifically from at least a few senators, or at least that's how it's been. And look, like some of these people, they don't care that you, listening to this, they don't care that you have taken the time to educate yourself. They don't care that you have taken a calculated risk to make an investment decision. And they're just going to walk all over you. And to be honest with you, it's offensive how stupid they are. I kid you not. It is offensive that they're so dumb. So stupid. S-T-O-O-P-I-D, stupid. And because here's the thing, and it's not all of them. It's not all of them. There are some good ones out there, and I'm going to highlight them too. But there's some of these senators. My gosh, they are legislating over technology that they have demonstrated they do not understand, and they have no business doing what they're doing. It's beyond haphazard. So look, I'm going to give you the latest updates on this, and there could be a compromise potentially between two parties, let's say. It's senators, but proposing amendments for the crypto portion of this infrastructure bill. But it actually might be too late. It absolutely, seriously, it might be too late for amendments, period. So even if these senators come together, we might be screwed, to be honest with you. But before I go further, I do want to be clear. I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say, all right. I'm just a simple little Moon Lambo doing Moon Lambo things, making YouTube videos all up on the internet. But just be clear, it is purely a fun hobby. There is nothing special about me. I'm not pretending to be one of those, internet gurus, like a fake internet guru. There's so many of those all over the internets, especially YouTube. Can I highlight this too? Yes, I can. It's my channel. I do what I want, damn it. Here's a tweet from Warren Davidson. And I forget his title. Let me see what it says here on Twitter. U.S. Congressman serving Ohio's 8th District. And here's what he tweeted. A $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that spends $110 billion on actual infrastructure. Let me pause right there. $110 billion out of $1.2 trillion, as he cites in this tweet, that's 9% of the total spending is on actual infrastructure. 9% of the spending within the infrastructure bill is on infrastructure. The rest is on crap that these politicians threw in, like crypto, that has nothing to do with it. Because they know that if my pet project's in here now, and you vote against it, you're going to vote against the infrastructure bill? That's exactly what they're going for, because the optics are bad. The mouth breathers out there that are too unsophisticated to understand what's actually going on, they'll be like, oh my God, you're against the infrastructure. I've got a car. It's a 2002 Saturn, and I like to drive on the roads and bridges, and you're voting against my roads and bridges that are crumble style. And so that's what they're counting. They're counting on those people not being curious enough to investigate what's actually going on right here. And so they're also adding 200, as he cites here, this is from Warren Davidson, while adding $256 billion in debt should easily be rejected, especially when it's simply a Trojan horse for another $3.5 trillion of toxic policy and debt. The whole thing, frankly, has no business passing. If you want to have a bill purely about infrastructure, fine, but this is a mess. This is not about infrastructure, and you're tricking the public. Politicians, you are all tricking the public. I don't like it. And so there is this tweet from Crypto Eddie. She's the reason that I came across this Bloomberg tweet, so I wanted to give a shout out and props to her. Now, I assume that many of you, probably most of you, are already subscribed to Crypto Eddie. She runs a fantastic XRP-centric YouTube channel, but if you haven't subscribed to her, I just want to ask, what is functionally wrong with you? Go over to Crypto Eddie. Subscribe. I promise you shall not regret it. And so she wrote the following. Bill update. Deadlocked Senate on changes to the bill. Lawmakers having disputes on which amendments to consider. Changes may not even get called up for a vote, and any single senator can block an amendment from getting a vote, which looks like Tuesday. And so I wanted to run through this real quick here. And again, it's from Bloomberg, titled Senators Near Deal on Crypto Oversight, but May Be Too Late. The two groups of senators who were battling over how to word a section of the infrastructure bill that would impose new tax rules for cryptocurrencies say they are nearing a compromise, but the deal may come too late to get added to the Senate's infrastructure bill. Infrastructure. Shut up. An agreement would resolve a days-long dispute that pitted the White House against Senate Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden over the best way to require cryptocurrency entities to report transactions to the IRS. Now, Wyden, along with Republican Senators Pat Toomey and Cynthia Lummis, had offered one approach that had the support of the cryptocurrency industry. A competing amendment, sponsored by Republican Senator Rob Portman and Democrats Mark Warner and Kristen Sinema, was the White House's preferred option. And so, look, let me pause here. The first amendment, that's the one that everybody in the world of crypto wants to be passed. That's what we want. Now, frankly, if it were me, if I could magically just like snap my fingers and have crypto just pulled out of this infrastructure bill, which is not about infrastructure, if I could just magically have that happen, I'd prefer that. But apparently that's not going to happen. So if I had to pick one of these, it would be the first one. The reason being is, it has to do with the language in the bill, and they're trying to claim that effectively, well, before the amendment, they're effectively trying to claim that all sorts of actors in the space are brokers, and they want to have requirements for reporting to the government. Frankly, on so many actors, like for instance, XRP valid. If you're running an XRP ledger validator, you're supposed to report to the government information that it is impossible, quite literally impossible, for you to obtain, because you don't have customers or anything like that. You're just running. You're not even operating. Like fine, you set up your validator, and then like the transactions are just occurring, and like by and large, like it's just automatically, like once it's set up, it's not like you have to manually sit there and click on every transaction. It's just occurring. And yeah, it's a public ledger, so you can see the transactions, but there's not personal information attached to that. And you can't just magically get it, but you're required to. Under the language of the law, you're actually required to. And so the First Amendment makes it so that all the participants, including developers and everybody else that would have been in trouble, makes it so that they are no longer considered brokers. They're safe. That's a thumbs up. But then the second bill, or amendment rather, the second amendment from Senators Portman, Warner, and Sinema, they have no business like writing law, period, as far as I'm concerned. This is disgusting, and they should be ashamed and embarrassed. I mean that. I am not going to mince words here. They have no business conducting anything in Congress. Nothing. They should not do a damn thing, because it's very clear to me that, because look, they knew that they weren't any sort of crypto experts and didn't know what the hell they were talking about. That didn't stop them from writing law. And I'll tell you what, I don't pretend to be some sort of damn expert. I'm just a dude on the internet named Moon Lambo, which is the stupidest freaking name that you could have, which is why I picked it, because I do have a sense of humor. But I'm Moon Lambo. I am Moon Lambo, right? And if they would have asked Moon Lambo if their amendment made sense, I would have said, hell nah. I would have told them absolutely it doesn't make no damn sense to Moon Lambo, because what initially the first version of their amendment protected specifically proof of work, which means Bitcoin, and there are other, of course, obviously a lot of other cryptocurrencies that use proof of work mining. So it would have protected them. But then, that doesn't help Ethereum with proof of stake, right? So then you're just favoring one technology over the other. So then they're like, okay, well, now we learned that. We were trying to write something into law here. We didn't know what we were doing, but we updated it. And now it protects Ethereum. Oh, okay, but what about all the other consensus mechanisms out there? For instance, like the consensus mechanism used within the XRP ledger. You didn't account for that, did you, you freaking idiots? No, you did not, but you're writing stuff in the law all haphazard, and you throw caution into the wind. You don't even give a damn. That's disgusting. Who the hell acts like this? Who the hell acts like this? And so like effectively, okay, so think about this. Thumbs up Bitcoin from them, thumbs up Ethereum, thumbs down XRP, and any other technology that doesn't utilize proof of work and proof of stake. And so they have come, as you'll see as I go through this, they've come to realize that this was quite the folly. But they had no business writing an amendment before informing themselves, okay? But they were writing it anyway. There are real things at stake here. Like, if people hadn't caught this stuff, it just could have potentially become law. What the hell is going on? This is not the responsible adult way to approach things in life. Really grinds my gears, folks. I don't know if you can tell, but it's grinding my gears all up. They're getting so grinded up. And so, then the piece continues here. We are still talking, Wyden said, declining to discuss what issues still are unsettled. So they're trying to merge the two amendments together. The fact that there was a competing amendment in the first place, it's just stupid politics that shouldn't have happened in the first place. Man, the last-minute frenzy to reach a deal may prove to be fruitless if the senators are unable to get the amendment called up for a vote. The Senate has been deadlocked for days over addressing more changes to the bill because of disputes between lawmakers about which amendments to consider and how long to continue debating. Any single senator can block an amendment from getting a vote. And here's a quote. I don't know if they will allow, the floor managers and the leadership will allow us to offer our amendment in the second 30 hours. But we're going to find out. That was a quote from Loomis. She told reporters Sunday, referring to a 30-hour debate time period beginning Sunday night before the lawmakers will vote on final passage of the infrastructure bill. The 30-hour period in which the amendment would need to get a vote is set to expire early Tuesday morning. The lawmakers could unanimously agree to cut off debate earlier. So if a compromise can't be reached or an amendment doesn't get a vote, the original language in the legislation would remain. Did you hear that little smack? That was me face palming my own face. The provision has been criticized by cryptocurrency investors and Twitter Inc. Chief Executive Office Jack Dorsey for being overly broad and requiring some crypto-related businesses like miners or software developers to report to tax collectors data they don't have access to. However, the legislation still has to clear the House, which can make changes in whatever ultimately passes the Senate this week. That would give lawmakers another chance to modify the provision, right? And so, look, I understand. Even if this passes in the most hazardous and scary way possible, which really, unfortunately, at this point, that's in the cards. That might happen, even if the worst happens there. Doesn't mean it's over, but we have to clean up the mess of these damn idiots acting all a fool, talking about stuff they know nothing about. They do not understand this technology. And again, I'm not pretending to be a wizard, but this is stuff that, my gosh, if you're writing a damn law, understand some basic crap about this. I'm Moon Lambo when I get this. My name is Moon Lambo. Jesus. Loomis said the deal under discussion refines the definition of crypto brokers required to report transactions and specifically exempts some entities from the reporting rules. The compromise would also address some concerns that the language would give preference to the crypto mining activities that are least climate friendly because they use the most energy, she said. Warner said the Treasury Department had been involved in the drafting of the latest amendment, a signal that the new wording will have the backing of the White House. The issue has been a rare spot of bipartisan attention and agreements with both conservative Republicans and progressive Democrats interested in finding ways to create more oversight of the new technology. And here's a quote. The idea behind the amendment and the bipartisan deal is simply to level the playing field on reporting, said Senator Elizabeth Warren, who, by the way, she also, I could not disagree with her more on everything she says having to do with crypto. She does not crypto, bro. But anyway, Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Massachusetts Democrat, said Sunday, quote, "It's not a direct tax on crypto. It's simply a reporting requirement that's in place everywhere else. That seems like the right approach." Okay, so that seems like the right approach to give more money to the federal government because reasons, even though you're spending insanely to the tune of trillions of dollars, you're not living within your means. You know, regular families in the United States could not behave like that, but it makes sense. You deserve more money, don't you, federal government? Just have other people in the private sector do with less so that you can have more. When do you ever have to do with less? The answer is never, apparently. But have the private sector do with us, everybody operating within crypto, and then, right, it's not the little guy like me and you listening to this. It's not me and you, right? We're not getting hit with this. It's not a direct tax on us. Are we part of the crypto ecosystem? Because if you're talking about even taxing exchanges, just one example, if they get hit with this, does that not trickle down to us? The tax implications of that, their greater operating expenses, does that not hit the everyday man? Of course it does. Of course it does. And then the idea here, again, this is the right approach. Just the language in the original infrastructure bill, without amendments, that language seems like the right approach. Just claiming that every operator, developer, and validator within the space, so on and so forth, those are brokers? This seems like the right approach? Have you lost your ever-loving mind? I think the answer is yes. I really think the answer is yes. Here's a tweet from Jeff Stein, who is a White House economics reporter for the Washington Post. Worth noting that even if we get a Wyden-Warner White House crypto agreement, it may not wind up in the bill because there may not be amendments allowed for complicated Senate procedural reasons, which somebody named Tony explained to him, but he says it in a joking way that he's too dense to understand. And then Jake Chervinsky, who is a well-known attorney within the crypto space, retweeted that and wrote the following. "Discussions, RE, a compromise amendment, are ongoing. The broader politics and process around passing the bill are starting to predominate, though. It's possible no amendments will be proposed at all, which means we'll be stuck with the current language." Yay, politicians, right? And again, look, to be clear, and you probably already know this, but like this is not exclusively a problem with the left or the right. This is a problem with idiot politicians writing laws about crap that they just do not understand. This is disgusting behavior right here. And so then there's this. This next part comes from Kelly Mejdrich, who is a financial services reporter with Politico. And she wrote the following on Twitter. Here's the full remarks from Senator Rob Portman on the floor about who he believes should be clearly exempted from the tax provision. Now, mind you, this is one of the senators with the Second Amendment opposing, which is in direct competition against the First Amendment, and now they're trying to work in harmony or some such crap. So he's one of the senators that first wrote this proposal that protected just proof of work, right? Everybody else still a broker, whether you're a validator, you're a developer, so on and so forth. And then saw the outcry, still didn't understand the technology, but it's like, oh, well, we can fix this. And then instead of just protecting mining, protected also proof of stake. Oh, fix the problem? No, did you know? And then he sees, oh, there's still outcry. I guess I still don't understand the technology. And then here's what this guy said next. And it's not just, it's all the senators that support this. But check out this. This is an actual quote from this guy. "The concern has been expressed that some in the cryptocurrency industry who are not brokers could be inadvertently caught up in this definition. The Treasury Department, the nonpartisan Congressional Joint Committee on Taxation, and others believe that the current language is clear and that the reporting requirements only covers brokers. But my view is that we should work to clarify this, given the potential for confusion on an extremely important issue. In particular, we want to be sure miners and stakers and others now or in the future who play a key role by validating transactions, ding ding ding, or sellers of hardware or software for digital wallets, or node operators, or others who are not brokers, are clearly exempted. While it's not the intent of the underlying bill to include them, I believe we can do more to make this clear, which is why I will continue to work with colleagues to clarify the intent of the information reporting language." And so look, As far as the original bill, I don't know for sure the intent. It's very plausible that these idiots that threw the crypto stuff into the infrastructure bill, the quote-unquote infrastructure bill, it's very plausible that they didn't know that what they were doing was highly destructive because they're just idiot politicians. But here's the thing. So this guy flew in with a cape. He thought he was the superhero, not just him. The others as well that were supporting this. And they thought they had the fix. They thought they were the heroes. But they didn't know that they weren't. That's the thing. So, like... And so now, he thought they were correcting the bad initial law by protecting proof of work. And then they found out, oh, well, that's a stupid move because it doesn't cover everything. Okay, let's throw in proof of stake. Oh, that doesn't cover everything. Okay, let's throw in everything. Let's be really broad here because now we've learned our lesson. Validating this and that. And they're playing it off as if this is what they always thought. Like, they're seriously playing it off. Like, it's clear, like, oh, we didn't know. You guys think we needed to be this precise? Oh my gosh, we need to be this precise? We thought it was pretty clear, like, this wasn't the intent of the original bill, but guys, if you think we need to throw in this language, yes, of course. Of course we didn't mean the validators and so on and so forth. Well, damn it, that's not what it says in the freaking bill. Like, this is so laughable. It's disgusting and stupid. I ain't got no damn time for that. I ain't got no damn time for this. Some silly ass crap, and this has come from again a guy named Moon Lambo. I'm just saying. This really burns my biscuits, folks. It burns my biscuits. A day. I guess I'll wrap up there because why the hell not? I mean, it's fun ranting, but at some point, I guess I just gotta stop yapping. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below, but I'm disgusted by all of this. I really am. This is so stupid. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.